Bolsonaro cites the Ukraine crisis to justify grabbing indigenous lands. President Jair Bolsonaro has long been enamored and frustrated by Brazil's huge indigenous territory. Asked why the indigenous peoples of Brazil had been given authority of 13% of the country, he chafed at their size. "If there is indigenous land around, there are treasures beneath it," says the man. Scientists have warned that big-scale mining in this pristine region might spark a humanitarian and environmental disaster. He has been the main force for legislation allowing this kind of mining on a huge scale. Soybean and coffee are two of Brazil's most popular exports. Fertilizers are essential to the country's booming agriculture sector. However, Russia is Brazil's top foreign fertilizer provider, with sales to Brazil in 2016 totaling over $3.5 billion. Due to Western economic sanctions, Russia has said it would stop the supply, raising fears of a scarcity in Brazil. Bolsonaro argues that passing mining law is the answer. He claims that indigenous lands in Brazil have all of the potassium needed to make Brazil's own fertilizers. He says, environmentalists and indigenous groups have been upset by this argument, but it has also pushed the law to the brink of passing. Legislation is currently being fast-tracked by conservative members of the Brazilian House of Representatives. They haven't talked about it in the committee, and they're expected to vote on it next month on a partisan vote. The Brazilian Senate may follow suit. Scientists, on the other hand, have spotted a fault in the strategy. There is little potassium available on indigenous lands in Brazil if the country is looking for it. According to experts at the Federal University of Minas Gerais, more than two-thirds of Brazil's potassium reserves are found outside the Amazon jungle. Even inside the forest, just 11% of the land is owned by the local indigenous people. The law has enormous environmental consequences. Deforestation is mostly prevented by indigenous land. Compared to government and commercial property, just 3% of indigenous territory in the Amazon rainforest has been deforested. When it comes to the Amazon's most popular mineral, gold, mining is detrimental to the ecology. In the procedure, mercury is the most often used instrument, since it gathers and cleanses soil residues of mercury. In addition, it has a devastating effect on practically everything it comes into contact with.